Are you a dungeon master? Do you want to be a dungeon master? Do you have blue face paint on your face? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you're just like me. Not only do you enjoy smashing players in the face with your axe every time they metagame, but you're also a busy person, and while prepping for a D&D game, well, sometimes that's hard. And as much as you'd like to force one of your players to run D&D for a change, well, they all suck, so it's pretty much up to you to be the forever dungeon master. And that's exactly why I get out my crayons every month and write a new issue of Lair magazine. Well, I mean, it's not just me, I have a team of people too. We all get out our crayons and write it, but yeah. Anyway, every issue of Lair magazine contains 5th edition Dungeon Master resources to help you reduce your prep time while still running amazing games for your lazy, good-for-nothing players. Every issue of Lair magazine contains 2 to 3 adventures complete with maps for online play. You know, we also sprinkle in other stuff like puzzles and traps, which, let's be honest, both suck to have to make yourself. So, I mean, wouldn't you rather just become a DM Lair patron and pay me to write them for you? I mean, you know, my team and I, with our crayons. Now, if you love your wonderful players as much as I do, consider helping me to meet my sales quota by becoming a DM Lair patron today at the link below. You'll get a new issue of Lair magazine every month and other cool stuff like map packs and bonus adventures. Okay, that's it. Please become a DM Lair patron now, or I will find you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, we are doing live stream, obviously, tonight, or today, this morning, early in the morning, for me and many of us, I suppose, unless you're like in England or something, and then it's probably a reasonable time for you. We're creating an adventure today. It is a level 9 adventure. We're gonna do it together on stream here. When we are finished creating this adventure, it will be posted over to our website, thedmlair.com, this next Monday. So you'll be able to download it, you'll be able to get the maps, you'll be able to get everything you need pretty much to run this in your games. So today we create it, Monday it goes on the website, and it's free too. All the content we have over on thedmlair.com is totally free for you guys. So you're welcome to grab that whenever you want. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna get through some sleazy plugs, and then we're gonna jump into it so that we have maximum amount of time possible to create this adventure. Although I kind of want to see how quickly we can make this adventure too, because sometimes it takes us the entire 3 hours to make this adventure, and we could cut that time down drastically, I think, if we do a couple things, which is useful because sometimes, you know, dungeon masters don't have a whole lot of time to create the adventures and they just got to get it done quickly. Okay, sleazy plugs. Got to do these things. All right, first sleazy plug. We are doing a giveaway. So I guess this is not quite that sleazy. It's free crap. So there's a link. Hopefully we can get a link in the chat where you can go sign up for the giveaway. I'm probably going to forget to talk about the giveaway the entire stream because I'm going to be focused on, you know, creating the adventure with you guys. So, you know, moderators, if you want to remind people that there's a giveaway and stuff, that's useful. Because I probably won't. I'll forget about it. But there's a giveaway. We'll draw the winner at the very end of the live stream today. And then somebody will get either a copy of Into the Fae or you can get DM Lair store credit. It depends if you're in the US, you can get either. If you're not in the US, then you'll get store credit because we don't do international shipping except for our Kickstarters. So because it's a big pain in the butt. So yeah, there you go. Besides the giveaway, we are doing, what else do I have that I'm supposed to talk about? Oh yes, we're raising money for Canines for Warriors. They are our charity that we have designated. There's a link in the chat if you want to help support them. We basically, at the bottom of the screen right here, you can see that our goal is $500. We're getting closer and closer every time we stream. Once we get to $500, I make a donation to them for $500. That's basically it. You guys just, it's through tipping. There's a link for tipping. It's tipping only. It's not super chats or anything. It's tipping because tipping, most of that money for tipping goes directly to me. If you super chat, YouTube gets 30%, if not 40%. I forget the exact thing. But anyway, if you want to donate to charity, you got to make sure you tip it so that we can get most of that money to charity and YouTube doesn't get a huge fat cut of it. So there we go. We got that going on. And then we're going to do our shout out to our awesome patrons. And then we're going to get going. All right. So I got to find my screens. Where are my screens? Here we go. Whee! All right. All of these wonderful people on screen right here are our patrons. There are many of our patrons. These folks help support all the content we create. Such as all of the free stuff on the dmlair.com. We have entire adventures up there. We have patrons. We have, gosh, puzzles, traps, monsters. We have like almost everything a Dungeon Master needs over on our website, totally free. All these wonderful patrons help support that. They also help support the videos we create, the live streams that we do. They help support Lair Magazine, which is a premium product that we offer to our patrons as well. So they help literally keep the lights on around there. Here, they help me do what I do full time. They help me pay for my employees. We now have 2 full-time employees with us. So these folks are amazing. I love them. So thank you so much, patrons. And then we have these guys right here who give us even more money so that we'll read their names out loud on stream. And so we're going to do that right now. 5e Magic Shop, Aaron J, Alex S, Amanda W, Ambers, Andre U, Angelique K, Antoine B, Art Soccer, Arutha, Ashley, Baldwin J, Ben B, Benjamin P, Berncastle, Brandon A, Carl C, Chedif, Chad K, Chris C, Christian V, Christine B, Christopher G, Clay W, Coinslack, Contrary Gravy 7, Daniel S, Dap, Dazwood Up, David S, Derek E, Doug Duty K, Terror, Dungeon of Terra, Dutch, Ed R, Edward L, Emfravo, Endorian, Eric B, Erno T, Fabian H, Flux, Forest Brew, Gabriel T, Gallist, Gene A, Jeff R, Goliath Cleric, Gravy Chorn, Gregory H, Harlan S, Helltong, HLD, Iron Cascade, Izzy T, Jace F, Jackie Pizza, Jake L, Jacob K, Jalenko, James L, Jan F, Jason G, Jessica J, Jim P, JM, Joanne P, Joe E, John A, John H, John Pinkanaz, Jonathan V, sorry John, Joseph H, Josh S, Joshua R, Joshua W, Justin N, K, Keith L, Keith W, Kirby, Curie Claw, Kyle M, Lionheart, Linda, Luke, Magna, Malton M, Manuel G, Mark K, Marty M, Matt B, Matthew J, Matthew C, Mike S, Mirostal, Mitchell, Mo20s, Mr. Owl, Mr. Lankanu, Nerd with Glasses, Nezzy, Nomad, Old Man Mage, O&D, Penguin Butt, Pork Chop Bacon, Prophet 2.0, Psycho John Ramus, Randy B, Rebar, Renner C, Robert J, Robin B, Ron R, Ryan, Sale R, Sakura, Sam B, Scott V, Sean S, Shadow 1317, Shane L, Sheila A, Simfan, Snowy Tiggy, Son of a Sofa Man, Soul P, Soul Naya, Stephen T, Tactics Tokens, Taryn, Terry V, The Old DM, The New Bad Hombre, Thiago P, Thomas C, Thomas F, Tim B, K, Traveling Cash, Travels a Loss, Tyler H, Tyler R, Valagor, Vladimir S, Walt O, Will M, William C, Worth a Lot, XX Red Rum, Yol R, Zachary J, Zombie Tommy. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything. All right, and we go back to here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I gotta get this bigger. We're gonna create an adventure now. I gotta get the chat a little bit bigger so I can see the chat. There we go. Okay, beautiful. All right, level 9 adventure. So when new people come in and they're like, what are we doing? Make sure you tell them that we're creating a level 9 adventure. That's very important context so that we don't get like a Tarask or something, you know, because that would just not work. All right, so I have picked out for us a map that we're going to be using. I need to get some stuff off my screen so that you can see the map. All right, let's go to our monitor. Is this working? Yay! Oh no, I need to change that. I got a cat down here. Hello, kitty. They're gonna be hanging out with me today. I have another scene too. Where's the full room view? Oh, here's the, okay. There's another one. So I have the two. I have the full room, and then I also have this one as well. Well, right now we got 2 cats right there, so it seems appropriate to just leave it right there. They're at my feet now too. So anyway, you can see a couple cats. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not the point at all. Right here we have, this is the map that we're going to be using for today's adventure. It's basically, it looks like a temple that's been desecrated, perhaps abandoned a little bit. We have like some stuff growing here, and then this statue has been broken apart, some stuff has been shattered, and then there's some burial areas, crypts and stuff. It looks like some of this has been broken up and stuff. So this is basically what we have. We have like a desecrated tomb. Hold on a second. Tomb. That's the way you say it. We have a desecrated tomb, essentially. Now, the map is called the museum for some reason. I don't know why it was called the museum, because I see a desecrated temple. Or a partially desecrated tomb. Tomb. I'm gonna screw it up all night, guys. Secret tunnel. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff here. Anyway, this is the map we're gonna be using for a level 9 adventure. So I already was thinking about a concept for this adventure. I think we're just gonna go with it's a temple. It is a temple, and then the temple has an adjoining burial area here. And something happened here. Something happened. We're gonna say that something awokened. There was some evil creature that woke up. Something horrible happened to this temple. And now the goal of the adventure is going to be the adventurers got to go to this temple, figure out what happened, and put an end to it. So very, very basic concept. There's not like super advanced brain surgery going on here. Super basic dungeon concept. But that's going to save us about half an hour of brainstorming right there by having a concept come up with right away. And that's going to get us going on this. So the first thing that we need to do, I'm busy petting cats too here. The first thing we need to do is decide, based on that concept, we need to pick some monsters. We got to pick some monsters. Now, what we need to do when we're picking monsters is I'm going to go over to this thing. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go over to D&D Beyond. Cats are bothering me. That's not what I use for this sort of thing. Let's go over to my other site that I use. I'm only gonna have one hand while I'm petting a cat. That's not the site that I use. I clicked the wrong button. Is it this one? That's not the one either. Okay, come on. Where's my site? There it is. I found it. Orange needs attention. All right, so this is the site I use when I'm calculating the challenge rating of encounters. And the reason that we're coming here is one of the first things that we're gonna need to do is cut these cats. You can't really see them. Let me move my camera just a little bit. They're right here. There we go. Now you can see them. They're all just piling up right here to get attention. The first thing that I do is we're making a level 9 adventure, so we're gonna pick monsters for it. Potentially, we need to get a big bad, probably a boss type monster too that they're gonna fight against. But in order to start picking monsters, we need to have an idea of the challenge rating that we're gonna be looking for these monsters. Because if we get ones that are way too low, that's not as useful. If we go ones that are way too high, well, that's just gonna kill everybody, and that's not super useful either. So we got to make sure that we get the proper challenge rating for our creatures. So we're creating this for 4 to 6 adventurers. That means that we're going to balance it for 5 characters. And the character level is 9. We already said that. So this is going to give us, the XP thresholds for the different, easy, medium, hard, and stuff like that. And now we're just going to start throwing in monster CRs to kind of see which ones would mostly work. See these cats. This is what they do to me. He's like, I need attention. Look at this. Okay, hold on. This is totally gonna... What orange? This is orange, by the way. He needs attention. Mommy's queued up right over here. Now he's biting me. Squeaky's patiently waiting. He's patiently waiting there. He's like, man, this is crazy. What, mommy? This is why I have cat hair all over me all the time, because these guys are just going nuts on me. All right. Orange. Okay, we should get back to work. Where's my thing? All right, here we go. I'm trying to find the challenge rating. All right, so I'm just gonna throw in some stuff. So first of all, you rarely will deploy one single bad guy against the adventurers. Even when you have the boss is rarely alone. The boss is usually going to have some helpers to go along with them, because hey, we're dealing with 5th edition, and that's what you got to do to make the fight somewhat satisfying. It is what it is, and we have to play the game that we were dealt. So we're never gonna have guys all by themselves. Even when you have 2 monsters all by themselves, usually that's less satisfying as well, for action economy reasons, and also for battlefield positioning and stuff. Those tend to turn into surround and pounds, where once the first round is over, nobody ever moves and you're just swinging weapons until somebody dies, which is less tactical and less intellectually stimulating as far as combats go. So we're usually going to have about 4 or 5 enemies in most encounters. And so I'm going to throw in here, don't bite me. See, orange just bit me. I don't know if you saw that. I'm going to throw in here 4 monsters as what we're going to mostly think about for balancing. So if I have 4 CR3 monsters, and I'm going to calculate it, that's a medium encounter if I have 4 CR3 monsters. So CR3 is definitely within the range of possibilities. What about CR4s? CR4s could be possible as well. And then CR5. Now, once we get to CR5, you can see that the deadly threshold is 12,000 and the adjusted difficulty rating is just over that, which is why it's pinging as a deadly encounter. So a CR5 is probably going to start to reach the upper level of the challenge rating we're going to be looking for monsters. Now, if we do find something cool that's like a CR6 or a CR7, we could use that as the boss, potentially. And we are also getting, but those are, once we get up past CR5, we are looking at boss monsters, and we're only going to have about 1 of them. All right, so what I'm going to do is so we have a CR. Now, what if we go down to a CR2? That would be an easy one. We could potentially do CR2s. Once you get down to CR1s, it's probably not going to work. So I think the range we're looking for is CR2 to CR5. And I'm going to go over here. This is the Word document we're going to be creating the adventure in. CR2 to CR5. That's the range that we're going to be looking for. Now, if we wanted to have a boss monster, let's just get an idea of what CR our boss monster might be. So what we're going to do is I want to add another level here. And let's pretend that the boss monster has let's say the boss monster has 3 CR3s that are helping it. All right. And then that's a CR5. Let's pretend, so the top row is our boss monster, the CR5. We're just basically throwing some numbers in to see what happens with the challenge difficulty. And then we have 3, we'll call them minions. They're not actually minions in the typical sense of only having 1 hit point, but that's what we call them. And let's just pretend that they're CR3s. If we calculate that, we have a medium encounter. Well, that's no good. Let's make that a CR3. A boss encounter should be at least hard, in my opinion. I would go so far as to saying at level 9, you could do a deadly and have no issues whatsoever. They have enough power and survivability at this point to not be an issue. Now we have a hard one. A CR7 is still hard. A CR8 boss monster. Now we have deadly, and we're exactly hitting the deadly threshold of, okay, now I can't unhighlight, of 12,000. So I would say that for the boss, we could probably find something that's around a CR8, and even a CR9 would be fine. That's assuming that we have CR3 minions. So for the boss, I would say we're looking for a CR8 or 9 for our boss. But everybody else should be like a CR2 to CR3. Okay, cool. So that's what we're looking for in monsters. Now I need your help. I need the names of some monsters. Now keep in mind, remember our theme. Like if you give me something that maybe doesn't fit too well here, we could come up with a justification for it, but it would be easier to have monsters that will fit with the theme. We have a desecrated temple, a greater evil, something has awoken and destroyed the temple, killed priests, is causing a problem, and we need monsters to be causing that problem that are going to fill this out. We have a desecrated temple, and then we have some crypts up here. And so if there are monsters that fit thematically with that, that's kind of what we're looking for, something that will fit in with that. Now, today we are not using anything from Tome of Beasts or Kobold Press books. Now, you guys know that I love Tome of Beasts 1, 2, and 3, and I love Creature Codex. I think that the monsters in those books are superior to those that Wizards of the Coast publishes for various reasons that we won't get into right now. But the last adventure we created only used stuff from Kobold Press books, and today I want to use stuff that's just from SRD, stuff that's from what Wizards publishes, because not everybody has Kobold Press books, and so using stuff from SRD does make it a little bit more accessible and easier for folks to use, and so and it's a little bit easier for adventure creation too, because I can look up everything on D&D Beyond as opposed to the PDFs for Kobold Press, which by the way, Kobold Press does sell PDFs, and I love them for that even more. Thank you, Kobold Press. So yeah, but today we're doing just Wizards of the Coast crap, which kind of is crap, but that's another day. It just makes it easier for everybody involved. So any ideas? There we go. And Goliath Cleric in chat is going to be checking all the different suggestions to make sure that everything is legit for us to use. And in Goliath, if I like pick something that's not legit, you need to like all caps yell at me in chat so I can see it and stuff. I mean, a mummy is obvious, right? We had a war priest and cult. What's the CR? Well, I can look this up. Let's go over to D&D Beyond. We're going to go into, they have a tool, this tool thing. Where is this thing? Encounters. And then we have this right here. I think a mummy is a CR3, I'm pretty sure. A mummy is obvious. A mummy is probably going to be at the bottom of our list. I'm going to write it down because, but we're probably not going to use it because everybody uses these things. Somebody said War Priest. A War Priest is a CR9. That's very nice. Now, this is not in the SRD, but they cannot copyright War Priest. We just have to make sure that we do not reference anything from the stat block. So let's put War Priest as a CR9. Okay, I need to click the right buttons. And that's our boss too. If we use a War Priest, that is our boss. Gibbering Mouther. Those are really cool. I like those. I'm gonna throw those in there. One of the exercises that we're gonna have to do too is once we pick the monsters that we want to use, we're gonna have to justify why they are in this dungeon. We're gonna have to come up with some sort of reasoning, which isn't hard. That just uses our creativity and imagination, which that's what we do as dungeon masters. So they're a CR2. Get these guys over here. Gibbering Mouther, CR2. Will-o-wisps, those are undead. Chain Devil is a CR8. Alright. I'm gonna put that down. Chain Devils are really cool, by the way. Really cool. I love those things. You gotta have them in a place where there's a bunch of chains lying around. You animate the chains. Oh, I love Chain Devils. What other, we had something else. What did I miss? Will-o-wisp. That's like a, what's a will-o-wisp? Will. It's a CR2. Okay. Oh gosh. You guys give me stuff that's hard to spell. Will-o-wisp. Oh dear. Will-o-wisp. I got, way. All right. Ooh, an ochre jelly. They won't trash my CR8. Not the way we're gonna design it. We'll make sure they won't. What's an ochre jelly? That's a CR2. Gosh, I can't push the right buttons today. All right. Deathlocks, I'm sure we can't use those. A white. Kender, we will never use Kender. Kender are a blight upon society. The only way that we will use Kender is if we can guarantee that there will be a mass extermination of all Kender in this adventure. but they're so cute and horrible that I don't know what it is. But anyway, we're not putting Kender in here, sorry. Whites are like what? CR3? Yes, white is a CR3. Those get used all the time. Those might not make the cut here. A Spectator, I'm sure we can't use those. Those are Beholderkin, and almost none of those are SRD probably. Yeah, Nothics are good as an NPC, not really. If there's any combat with them, probably not. Not everything has to be combat. Elip, I'm pretty sure are not SRD. The Kender rant ability. Just using Wizards of the Coast material. Black Knight. Let's see what that is. Black Knight. Not even in here. Literally not here. So yeah, we're not using that. An Obelix is probably not SRD. A Bone Naga. Ooh. Something in the monster manual does not mean it's SRD. Not at all. SRD means that we have permission from Wizards legally in their SRD document, the standard reference document, that legally grants us permission to use the names of their creatures. And they have certain things that you can't use. You get in trouble. What was I looking up? Oh crap. Somebody said something and I was gonna look something up. Darklings are not SRD, I'm sure. Bone Naga. Bone Naga. Bone Naga's a CR4. That's cool. I like Bone Nagas. They have to have little guys. They can't be by themselves because they're a spellcaster. They'll get killed in moments. But if we give them something to go with them, those are really cool. Bone Naga. CR4. That's almost assuredly going to get used because those are super cool. What else? Somebody said Bone Devil. Ooh. Can we use a Bone Devil? Is a Bone Devil good to go? I need to confirm that a Bone Devil's okay. It's a CR9. These things are pretty cool. It's too big though. We'd have to probably make it smaller. I don't know. Bone Devil's pretty cool. Bone Devil's pretty cool. Where's this guy? Bone Devil. CR9. All right. Can't use Flame Skull. Looking at chat. Banshee. Yeah, probably can't use Shadow Mastiff. We need like a couple more suggestions here. Oh, just regular old skeletons? Maybe. What? Yeah, I have some ideas here. Okay. Skeleton. That's a CR1/4. Okay. I have an idea how we're gonna do some stuff that I think will be interesting. Okay, excellent. Can't use UNT. What else is made of bones? We need something else that's made of bones. We have a Bone Naga, we have skeletons, we have the Bone Devil. M shorts made of bones. Eek. Sweet. Yes. If we chop enough flesh off, most things are made of bones. We really got to get Flaming Skull like edited out somehow. We can't use Flaming Skulls. Dracolich. Yep. I don't have time to homebrew monsters for this adventure creation. Flesh golem. Ooh, a flesh golem, only it's a bone golem. We're probably okay. We're probably not going to get anything else with bones. We'll probably have to call it a day right there with bones. All right, so we got some stuff here. This is interesting. Let's go in here. Let's figure out what our... So this is a level 9 adventure, so our people are on level 9. Let's see what our... So we need to make this for a level 9. All right, level 9. We're gonna see what our adventuring day mechanic is, because what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna plan out our encounters, and we're gonna add a character, make them level 9, and that's that. Okay, so our daily budget, and that's over here, is 37,500 adjusted experience points. That's the wrong button. Daily budget. 37,500 adjusted experience points. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to design the encounters. Before we look at the map, before we place anything on the map, we're going to design what the encounters are going to be, and then that'll determine, and we'll have to fit that within our daily budget. And then after we design our encounters, then we're going to look at the map. We're going to put them where we want them to be. Just place them. And then our last pass on creating this adventure is going to be to go in and add detail. We're going to start adding detail, because here's the thing. When you're designing an adventure, if you pick your monsters, you have your map, and then you create your encounters, and then you place the encounters on the map. For many dungeon masters, you could almost stop there and improvise the rest of it at the game table. If you have the map and you have your encounters, the rest of it is just details, which you can usually improvise depending upon your level of experience and comfort, obviously, right? So adding all of the additional details, we're gonna do that last, because that is, for many dungeon masters, the least important thing, because they can figure that up as they go. Now, if you're new and you're not, that's fine if it's not comfortable for you. Everybody's at a different place, right? But we're gonna kind of do this in the order of importance, because we're probably gonna run out of time, or we're gonna get rushed. So we wanna make sure we do the important things first, and then the less important things at the end, right? And this is just gonna help us to, some people could stop without the details, and then they could design an adventure in probably about an hour and call it a day. So that's our process that we're gonna follow today. All right, designing our encounters is our first thing. Now, I had a thought for let's design our boss fight first. I want to take a look at the boss fight. All right, I'm gonna change my camera over here too, because now my kitties are hanging out in different parts of the room. There we go. All right, so designing the encounter, boss fight. So I want to use the War Priest and the Bone Devil for the boss fight. This is the crazy idea I had. I want the War Priest to be encountered with some minions, but the War Priest is completely very skin taunt against their face, very much bony, right? And then I want to have a two-stage boss fight. Once the War Priest is defeated and dies, they're going to transform into a Bone Devil. So they're going to get a two-stage boss fight where they fight the War Priest and then they fight a Bone Devil. So that's my thought. This is not unique and stuff. They do it all the time in video games and crap. But it doesn't happen a whole lot in D&D games, so it might be a surprise for our players. But anyway, that's the cool idea that I had. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can just yell at me in the chat. But that's what we're gonna do. So we first need to design the encounter with the War Priest and the minions. So what minions do we want to have the War Priest with is the question. Something that's cool, that we think would be interesting, that would complement him. Now, to to help pick our minions, let's look at the War Priest first of all. Because we need to make sure we pick minions that are going to complement them well. Now, a War Priest is going to have spells, so the Legacy is probably better than the new one. What's the new one look like? They can cast a certain number of spells once per day. Which spells did they give them? Banishment, which is a crappy spell to use against players. Command, Dispel Magic, Flame Strike, Guardian of Faith, Hold Person, Lesser Restoration, and Revivify. Oh baby, Revivify. They don't have any healing spells. Why don't they have any healing spells? All right, let's go back. Let's take a look at the Legacy version from Volo's Guide to Monsters. Now for this one, all that stuff is mostly the same. Spells here. We have Healing Word. Hey, that's a Shield of Faith. That's pretty important. Guiding Bolt. That's very useful. Lesser Restoration, Magic Weapon, Prayer of Healing. Silence is a very useful spell for a caster to have. Spiritual Weapon is like one of the awesome, amazing spells for you to have. Crusader's Mantle, Dispel Magic, Spirit Guardians, amazing, awesome spell for spellcasters to have. Banishment kind of sucks used against players. Freedom Movement, Guardian of Faith, Stone Skins, stupid. Flame Strike, Mass Cure Wounds. Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, now they did give the new War Priest Holy Fire, Wisdom save, or it takes some damage and is blinded. Okay. And then they can use Healing Light as a bonus action. Okay. But they have Guided Strike as a, oh my good gravy. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when I read what the old War Priest can do and all of the cool spells they could use, I get a lot more excited than when I read the new War Priest. And I feel like the new War Priest is not as good. It feels weaker with fewer options for me and is not as exciting to me. So I think we should not use the new War Priest because they did not improve it, in my opinion. They might have made it easier to run at the game table, but I don't think they improved it. I think I can do way more. I can have a way more interesting and fun battle with this War Priest than I can with the new one. That's just my personal opinion on it. So we want to use the new War Priest. I'm sorry, we want to use the old War Priest, the Legacy War Priest from original Volo's Guide to Monsters. So we were looking at the types of minions that we want to use. Vince says, Luke, I hope your questions about the new War Priest is rhetorical. We all know the designers never actually play the game. Thank you, Vince. That's a great topic for another live stream. Because we all have questions. So what kind of minions? Now this is a caster. They have good armor class and okay hit points, but I'll tell you what, at level 9, your paladin and rogue and fighter are going to kill this War Priest in one round if they get next to him. So regardless of armor class and hit points, he's going to die very quickly if he gets in melee. So we got to keep him away from people, obviously. He cannot get next to the adventurers or he's dead immediately. And then he's never going to get to cast any cool spells. But I imagine this War Priest is probably going to cast Spirit Guardians on the first round, and then probably attack from range with some things like Flame Strike or an upcast Guiding Bolt or something. Or they'll use their healing spells to keep their minions alive. So they're going to keep their distance and stuff. So, and they're going to be casting spells, absolutely. So we need minions that are going to keep the characters off from these guys. So that in mind, if we have as our boss fight a War Priest, what minions would we want to give this War Priest to help him out? It's not going to be a Bone Naga. It might be the Mummies or Wights. Either of those could be perfectly fine. One of the reasons I don't like Mummies is they're slow. They're too slow. They have like a speed of 20, I believe. Gibbering Mouther is great with the Bone Naga. Yeah, yeah. I feel like we're gonna go with White. We're gonna have the War Priest and Wights. Now, the Wights, Let's go over to our calculator here. Now the War Priest is a CR9. The whites are CR3s, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. It's a 9, right? It is a 9. Yes. Okay, cool. So we could have 3 whites. We could have 1 War Priest and 3 whites. We just have a deadly encounter difficulty rating, which doesn't scare me at all because 1, we're using old creatures from like the older books that Wizards published, you know, and they have not aged very well as far as being challenging for players because many of them are going to have the newer options from the books, which are more powerful. So at level 9, and the CR system starts to break down around level 9 anyway, and things aren't nearly as hard as you would think they are. So at level 9, with players using new options and us using old creatures, this is not going to be deadly at all. This is not going to be that challenging for characters. So I'm not too concerned about this. So we're going to have 3 whites to go along with them. But here's the thing, we're doing a stage. We're doing stages too. So 3 whites. And then here's what's going to happen. When a white dies, the flesh sloshes off and it forms a skeleton. And then we say, when the War Priest dies, should be a male or female. You want a male War Priest or a female War Priest? What do you guys want? Because I have to start using pronouns here, so we're gonna make a decision. Vote. Give me some ideas. We got a bunch of female. All right, cool. I see a bunch of females. Sweet. All right. When the War Priest dies, her flesh sloshes off, and she transforms into a bone devil. There you go. So they're actually going to be fighting a bunch of the little wimpy skeletons. Don't make a difference. That they do not contribute meaningfully to the challenge of this encounter because they're so low level compared to the other ones. Now turning into the bone devil, that does contribute meaningfully. And so we're going to throw the Bone Devil in. What is the CR for the Bone Devil? Was it an 8 or a 9? It was a 9. So that's actually going to count for 2 of these things if we're following the rules, which is going to make our adjusted difficulty rating 24,000, which is a whole lot more than the deadly threshold. But I think we'll be just fine. If they were encountering both of the CR9s at the same time, then we might be getting a little overboard. But because they're only going to encounter one of the CR9s and then the other one after that one is dispatched, I think we're okay. So this is just my gut and experience talking, right? Wizards does not give us any tools in their system to help us determine this. So we're taking a very educated guess based upon our experience. But I think we'll be fine. But that is going to cost us part of our daily budget. It's going to cost us 24,200 adjusted experience points. All right, so this is what we have spent so far. 24,000, what was it, 700? How do I keep putting a space there? 24,200. All right, beautiful. All right, that's what we spent. All right, we have our boss fight created. Oh, that's possible, Tashio. You could look at it that way too. But they're probably going to be pretty beat up, right, by the time they get to that Bone Devil. But you could think of it that way. All right, now we got to create some other encounters here. So what we're going to do, I think we're going to put together the Gibbering Mouther and the Bone Naga. But we're probably going to want maybe 1 or 2 other encounters that we're going to put in this adventure. So let's start thinking about that. And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to play a message from the Barbarian who loves you all.
Hi, Barbarian here. Are you enjoying this content? Would you like to have me guilt trip you really quick? Because here's the thing. My team and I work really hard to create all this content. The videos, the stupid shorts, the TikTok garbage, these Q&A live streams, the Adventure Creation live streams, all of the stuff, all of the free Dungeon Master resources on the dmlair.com and Lair magazine, which is just amazing and beautiful. Anyway, here's the problem. My team doesn't work for free, and Mrs. Barbarian always wants me to take her out to eat, like every single day almost. And I mean, I like Olive Garden and Texas Roadhouse, but all of those margaritas get really expensive. And you know, if I don't pay the people on my team, they just kind of stop working. I don't get it. Anyway, here's how you can help me help you. Basically, you can just take a whole bunch of cash, you know, put it into an envelope and mail it. No, wait, hold on. Let me think about that. No, you know what? This is the 21st century. Just give me your credit card number. Okay, forget all of that. My lawyers have advised me to instead request that you become DM Lair patrons at the link below. I mean, it still allows you to send me money, but it's legal and you get cool stuff in return. For instance, every month you'll get a new issue of Lair magazine, which contains tons of Dungeon Master resources like adventures, puzzles, traps, monsters, magic items, and more. You see, I'm not just asking for a handout, which is what a lot of people do with their Patreons. I'm actually going to give you stuff in return. So yeah, just, you know, kind of click that link below and become a DM Lair patron, you know, so I can stop putting my foot in my mouth. Thank you.
Okay, and then my cats are all bothering me here, so we're gonna give them some snacks, and then we're gonna keep on creating. So here we go. Whoops, I'm hitting my cameras. We're gonna give them this stuff right here. Let's go. Let's go. Oh no, my dog woke up too. Yeah, I know. You guys are crazy. You're crazy. Oh, I gotta change the camera, man. There we go. The dog's getting it. All right, I'm gonna give my dog some too because she's getting excited. All right, doggy. Come here, doggy. There we go. Okay, back to encounter creation. So, make that a little bit bigger there. The next encounter that we wanted to have, now these are just our standard encounters. We wanted to have now we've used the War Priest, we've used the White, and we have technically used skeletons. Aw, come on, baby. Skeletons, we got the White, the War Priest, and the Bone Devil. All right, cool. So those guys are done. And now we were going to use the one Bone Naga. Maybe. We might have to use more. And then some of the Gibbering Mouthers. So Bone Naga is a 4, Gibbering Mouther is a 2. All right, let's figure this out. So the Bone Naga and the Gibbering Mouthers. We have one of them. Calculate it. This is easy. So if we have one Bone Naga and 3 Gibbering Mouthers, that is easy. We don't want an easy encounter. What if we have 2 Bone Nagas? Oh, now we're getting nicer. What about 4 Gibbering Mouthers? Now it becomes hard. Okay, so 3 gibbering mouthers. What do you guys think? You want to do a medium encounter or a hard encounter? Bear in mind this is level 9 and we're using older monsters. I almost feel like we should do 4 gibbering mouthers and make this hard. It's just at the hard threshold too. So it's just barely. Are dogs affected by catnip? I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Everybody seems to be saying hard. All right. So we'll do 2 bone nagas and 4 gibbering mouthers. Excellent. I don't know why I'm capitalizing these. These really don't need to be capitalized. That's gonna make my job harder later. War Priest doesn't need to be capitalized either. All right, beautiful. And that is hard. This is a deadly encounter. And then the adjusted experience points for that encounter is 8,000. So another 8,000. Then I'm gonna get the calculator on screen here. And we have, our budget was 37,500. We used 24,200. But you know what? Tashio was recommending we calculate that as separately. So I think what we're gonna do is, instead of calculating, we had a 9 and a 3. Instead of calculating, there was 1 of these and 3 whites. So 14,200. We're gonna calculate that boss fight as 2 separate encounters, and the bone devil is gonna be by itself at 5,000. So that makes it a little bit less as far as the adjusted difficulty rating goes, but it's still pretty close to our original number. So 14,200 minus 5,000 minus 8,000. So we have 10,300 remaining for another encounter. And my dog is going crazy now. We woke up the beast of hunger within her. And that is going to be our Bone Naga, and that's also going to be our Gibbering Mouthers. All right, so we have used them. We want 1 more encounter, I feel like, in this dungeon we're creating. And we have like 10. Well, maybe 2. We have 10,000 experience points to go through. I feel like we need 2 encounters. We should probably have one of them be medium, and then the other one be easy, because this is another thing about creating adventures. You do not want all of the encounters in your adventure to all be too easy or to all be too hard, right? You want to have a variety of difficulties for the encounters in an adventure. It just makes for more satisfying gameplay. I'm not gonna go into the reasons right now. I probably have a video out there that talks about it. So we're not actually. I literally put out an encounter creation video this week that I'm pretty sure I talk about having a variety of challenges in your different encounters in an adventure. Maybe, I don't know. It was a 40-minute video. If I didn't talk about that there, that was a missed opportunity. So anyway, what are we thinking? The will-o-wisps. So now everything converts into something else. The will-o-wisps come out of the mummies. I don't want to overplay that too much. If we're having that as our boss fight, honestly, I feel like we should not use that mechanic in the other encounters, because it gives it away. It's a spoiler, essentially. If something else they encounter earlier in the adventure, like, transforms into something else after they kill it, when they encounter the boss and it does the same thing, it's less satisfying. So I don't want to use that mechanic beforehand, because it's a spoiler and it makes the boss encounter less interesting. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to use standard creatures. It can be foreshadowing. It can also be a spoiler, and it can be like, oh, look at the boss does the same thing. Woo! So I just don't want to do it. It just depends on your point of view. I'd rather have a big surprise as opposed to like, oh, look, it does the same thing. So yeah, that's just my stance on it. We have Mummy Will-O-Wisp. That's a CR2. The Ochre Jelly. That's a CR2. What about a room full of ochre jellies? Wouldn't that be awesome? Ooh. Slow mummies luring them into ochre jellies. So the mummies are like walking away from them? Huh. I guarantee you that if there were mummies that showed themselves and they started walking away from the characters would be like, oh, what the heck is going on? Those mummies are warning somebody else. Stop those mummies. I guarantee you they would rush after those mummies to stop them. So that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so we can have mummies and then some ochre jellies. That's a CR3 and a CR2. So now if we look at our map, we have some corridors right here too. Interesting. All right, let's go over here. I was thinking of an idea for something. So we have mummies are a CR3. The Will-O-Wisps are CR2. Oh wait, no, we were talking about the ochre jellies. What are those? That's a CR2 as well. Okay, cool, that works. We have one mummy and one ochre jelly. What is that? That's trivial. Oh jeez. Is there any way? Is there a type of ooze that is stronger than a CR2? Is there an ooze that's stronger than a CR2? Is my question. Because I was thinking of putting them in this corridor right here potentially or something. A black pudding's a CR4. Fill that secret side corridor with ochre jellies and or the black. Oh, okay, that, you know what, that might work. Ochre jellies. Let's see. What's the ochre jellies were a CR2, right? Okay. So maybe. Ooh. All right, I got an idea. All 4 of them. That's easy. It's gonna be even easier too. Like 6 of them. I have a hard one. What about 5 of them? Oh, hold on a second. We have 2 mummies. And I have 4 of them. 4 ochre jellies. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to have 2 mummies and 4 ochre jellies. And I'm gonna explain how this is gonna work. 2 mummies and 4 ochre jellies. And that's gonna be a medium. And the adjusted challenge rating on that is 6,400. My dog is just all over the place sniffing, trying to find the cat treats. There actually are some left over. Ah, crap. All right, there you go. All right there. There we go. Now she's eating. I gave her the leftovers. She's blind, so I have to like put them in a pile and then pick her up and show her where they are. She'd find them eventually, but I shortcutted the process. All right. 6,400, so let's pull this back on. Minus 6,400. We have 3,900 left over for our experience points for our daily budget for calculating our adventuring day. And we have those guys. So now we have used the ochre jellies and the mummies. I have an idea for how to use them. I'm going to explain it in a moment. It's based on what Goliath Cleric said. Hey, Kirby! Dude, thank you so much, man. $50 tip, dude. I appreciate that. So that's going to go toward Canines for Warriors. which is the nation's largest provider of service dogs for veterans. They are the charity that we're currently raising money for. And so that $50, there's like a little bar on screen that's getting closer and closer. Once we get to $500, we will make a big donation to them. So thank you, Kirby, for supporting. I really appreciate that, dude. And you got his name up too. His name is now in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. He just knocked off the last person. Well done, Kirby. All right. We really just have a Chain Devil and Will-O-Wisps left over. I feel like we're not going to use the Chain Devil because reasons. I want to have an easy encounter, which I think is the Will-O-Wisps. So we're gonna take that off. We're gonna make some CR2s, and I want this to be easy. That's trivial. There we go. 4 Will-O-Wisps. 4 Will-O-Wisps is what we're gonna have for our last encounter, or it could be the first one. It doesn't really matter. Will-O-Wisps. There we go. And this is easy, beautiful. And then let's go over to this guy again. The adjusted difficulty rating is 3600. So we're gonna subtract that from here. And there you go. We have 300 left over. So we have pretty much taken care of our daily budget on the nose. We have created this adventure using the rules that are laid out in the Dungeon Master Guide, which are not super reliable, but we did it. So we've hit it. I can get rid of that. We don't really need that anymore. Cool. For mini groups, this is probably going to be a fairly easy adventure because reasons. But we're just going to follow the rules, being good little boys and girls. All right. So we did not use the Chain Devil, so I'm going to take that off from there. And then I'm going to get those guys undone there. All right, cool. Now we have our encounters. Now we need to place the encounters. Before we place the encounters, I need to get this map set up a little bit. I have to put some labels on this map. And this is probably some sort of desecrated temple. What deity should this belong to? What deity? Oh, we probably can't use the names of deities, because those are probably not SRD. So we probably can't use, we could just make up the name of a deity. Let's make up the name of a deity. That'll be the deity that this temple is for. Desecrated temple of, and then we need the name of a deity. Morpheus, nah. Conrad, Norm, Nocab, Gwandower, Bob, Ethos, Alara. I like Alara. We're going with that. Alara. And I'm going to spell this properly. Desecrated Temple of Alara. All right, beautiful. Then let's go over to our map. And Desecrated Temple of Alara. And probably don't need that to be quite that big. Covering my stuff up anyway. Make that a little bit smaller. I'm gonna move it down to there. We're gonna move this over to here. And shrink both of those down. Just a tidgeon. There we go. Let's move that guy over. All right, cool. Now, labels. We have to start labeling some rooms on our map, so we're going to do that now. Now, this is a Desecrated Temple of Alara, so we're going to just make them a D. We have D1. All right, we're going to zoom in a little bit. And D1 is, this is the entrance right here. So D1 is our entrance to the entire place. This is going to be D2. We usually try to label the map roughly in the order that we think the adventurers might go through the dungeon. Doesn't always happen that way, but it helps for organization's sake if we do that. And then if they go to D2, they're probably going to have D3 will be this tunnel right here. And then we might as well make D4. This room up here. And then this is obviously going to be D5. This room right here. This, which is kind of part of over here, but I feel, you know what? I think D5 is going to be this entire area, because this is just, these are steps that lead down. So D5 will be this entire area right here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think D5 might be this room right here. There we go. That'll be D5. They're probably going to go to that first. They might. And this will be D6 right here. Now that'll be that entire room. And then from there, they're most likely to walk down this corridor right here. So that'll be D7. Right there, this corridor. Now we have a secret passageway right here. So we're gonna make some. What happened here? Let's move some of this stuff down. And then let's make there. Let's zoom in. Let's turn that on its side. Like that. Because we have a secret passageway right here. And we also have one right here as well. Cool. And come on a little bit. So we had D7 here. Now they're probably going to come into this area right here, which will make D8. This big area. We got a passageway here. This little area here is going to be D9. I know it is exhilarating to label this map. There we are. And then each of these individual rooms. Gosh. I kind of don't want to label all of those individual rooms, because then we're going to have to put crap in there. We're not going to have enough time to put crap into 12 rooms. But we'll label them because we're just going to be good little boys and girls today. And we'll see what we can come up with. That didn't work. And D10 will be this room. D11 and D12. All right. Okay, we have labeled all of our rooms. Whee! Those need to like be lined up. That's gonna annoy me. There we go. That's better. Holy mackerel. We have D1 through D12. We didn't skip anything. It doesn't look like we did. Okay, cool. The map has been labeled. Now we're going back to our Word document here. And adventure details. So we have the desecrated Temple of Alara. Excellent. Well, at some point we're probably going to put some information about that. Not right now though. We need to go through our map. D1 through 12. D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10, D11, D12. Beautiful. Let's turn this into subheading 2. All right. Now we did all of that because what we're going to do is we're going to take our encounters here and we're going to place them on the map. Somebody's screaming at me that we can't use Alara. Why not? Everybody's screaming at me. Why can't we use Alara? Where's that from? I'll change it. I just want to know why we can't use it. Yeah. I was also at the same time I was trying to do all that, my dog was distracting the crap out of me. So I'm just trying to block out the distraction and keep on writing stuff. It's from Magic the Gathering? That's not even in the same genre. Like, this is the thing that annoys me. If you go to every published thing everywhere, you will find every possible word we could ever use. We could find stuff in like Nintendo games and Sega Genesis games. We could find things in published books from like, you know, Tolkien and Brandon Sanderson and R.R. Martin. Like, if we go through everything published everywhere, we will find unique names everywhere that will make it so we can't type anything. You know, that is, this is Magic the Gathering. It's not even related to D&D, you know. So it's at some point you have to draw the line, you know. I'm gonna change it, but you know, we can't, there has to be a line somewhere. Otherwise there's like no word ever in the world that we can use. I'm gonna put an H in there. Elhara. There you go. Oops. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to make these both smaller. Okay. Okay, there we go. We definitely don't want to give Wizards of the Coast any reason to sue me. They probably don't like me. That guy won't shut his mouth. He criticizes everything we do. Yeah, it's because you're doing a bunch of sleazy stuff, folks. All right. What are we doing? What were we on? Okay, we were going to place our encounters in this adventure. Okay, the boss fight. Where do we want the boss fight? I mean, I feel like the boss fight is probably going to be up here in this area. Like, this is the boss fight. This is the location for the boss fight. And literally, you know what's interesting too? We have 4 creatures in our boss fight, and we have 4 rooms right here. So I feel like that is just so poetically perfect. So the boss fight is going to take place in this area up here. In fact, I think that we don't need to label every single room up in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these labels because I don't think we're going to use them. We can say that this entire area is D8. Beautiful. I like it. We're going to go right here. I'm going to delete all of these things. That actually makes our job a whole lot easier for creating this adventure. So we're going to put our boss fight in D8. My dog is just wandering around and it distracts me so much. All right, we're gonna take our boss fight. I'm gonna cut it out of there. We're gonna put it over here in D8. Perfect. Now we have these guys right here. We have the Will-O-Wisps, we have the Bone Nagas, and the Gibbering Mothers. Now the mummies and ochre jellies, I know where these are gonna go. I'm taking those off that list. I'm putting those over here. We had a suggestion over here about filling up D3 with the ochre jellies, so we're going to do that. So we're going to put those down in D3. Now D3 is going to have all the ochre jellies in it, and can't push the right buttons. D2 and D4 have mummies in them. And this has 4 ochre jellies. Now what's going to happen is this mummy, I mean, these are kind of going to be in the same encounter right here. So the D2, the mummy in this room walks to the bookcase, slides it aside, and slides it aside to open the passage to area D3. This releases the ochre jellies. When the door to this room is opened, the mummy in this room, there we go. And then in D3, I'm going to say there are 4 ochre jellies in this passageway. In this sealed passageway. There are 4 hostile, there we go, hostile and hungry. And then in D4, I mean, I think it's gonna be the same thing. It moves aside. What are these? What do these look like? What are these things? It looks like they're crates full of stuff. Kind of looks like crates, I think. So we'll do the same thing, only it's going to be crates. Thanks, guys. All right, there we go. When the room of this door open, when the room of the mummy here walks to the bookcase and walks to the crates and slides them aside to open the passage to area D3. There we go. Obviously, if the characters do something, they can stop this from happening. It just depends on if they watch or if all right. There is a mummy in this room. And I should bold that, unbold that. Thank you, word for sucking. All right, there we go. Cool. That is the setup. That's basically the setup for our first encounter. It's bare bones information. Yes, it is. That's what we're doing right now. This is our first pass. But we have placed those. Now we want to place the 2 bone nagas and the 4 gibbering mouthers. 2 bone nagas and 4 gibbering mouthers. Where should we have those? I feel like we kind of need something in this big area right here. This big central area needs something. I bet that's where we place it. So what's the setup? We have 2 bone nagas and 4 gibbering mouthers. I feel like it's a big room, so if we place the bone nagas over here by the statue, and the gibbering mouthers are like somewhere else, you know, that could work. Ooh, okay, the two Nagas are doing a ritual. Okay. Full Metal is asking if I have a video on how to organize your process in Microsoft Word. You're watching that video right now. Literally, over the course of this live stream, you are seeing my process. So the answer is yes. And every other Adventure Creation live stream too shows the same process. The gibbering mouthers are usually on walls or ceilings, but that would give a clear path to the bone nagas, and then the bone nagas would be dead very quickly. I also don't want these things to just attack either. We need to have there be social interaction. Otherwise, you're just gonna have a dungeon full of monsters that attack, and that's not super satisfying. So I think they're gonna be here, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those guys out. We are gonna throw them. Whoa, what was the thing? D6. D6. All right. We have the two bone nagas here. All right, so 2 bone nagas are in the western side of this room. In the middle of a ritual. What's the ritual's purpose? Oh, a ritual to enchant the shattered statue of Alhara and turn it into a stone golem. Cool. If a character enters the room without attempting to be stealthy, or what's a bone naga's? What is a bone naga's passive perception? Wisdom. So 12, that sucks. Or rolls a 12 or under on a dexterity stealth check. Bone nagas are alerted to their presence, and one of them warns them to leave immediately. If they don't, the Naga will have a friendly... Oh, hold on a second. One of them stops chanting. The other continues and begins to have a friendly conversation with the characters. They are buying time for the other Naga to finish the ritual, which completes after... We have to make it like three rounds, which completes after 3 rounds, which is 18 seconds. It's gonna happen very quickly. When the ritual is completed, the pieces of the statue animate and form a stone golem. We just created another monster. I'm sorry, but it happened. Sometimes these things happen. and form a stone golem. What is the CR for a stone golem? Oh man. It's a CR10. Ah! Oh, we have a reduced threat stone golem. Oh. Yep, it just became we just threw a wrench in the gears here. Stone golem. These things happen, folks. We'll figure it out. I have an idea. We'll be okay. An enemy to form a stone golem. However, the golem we're gonna have to just reduce the threat of this thing. Don't close your window, you genius. I did, I closed my window. Oh my gosh. I clicked the button that closed the window. Oh geez, I'm smart. I don't even know if you, I just literally closed down my streaming platform too. So I don't know if you can still hear me or not. I'm gonna open up my, I think you can, I think it still works. I'm gonna open that back up again. I literally clicked the X button that closed my window. No, I gotta get, hold on a second. I gotta get my stuff set back up. I literally just closed down my window for everything because I'm a genius. When the little window popped up, I clicked, instead of clicking the thing to open it, I clicked the X button. They closed my entire thing down. So I have to go back to D&D Beyond. Stand by, folks. I gotta get my stuff set up again because I'm a genius. Go back to D&D Beyond. I have to go to the tools, my encounter builder. Come on. Oh my gosh. This is so stupid. And then I have to go back to this thing here, which I'm going to need. All right. Okay, cool. There, that wasn't so bad. I'm back. All right, now let's go back to my monitor. All right, cool. Here we go. The dog is wandering around. Okie dokie. What was I doing before the distraction? Oh, the stone golem. I was gonna look at the stone golem stat block to see what we're gonna do to this thing. I feel like we need to have a thing where I don't think I want to modify it. I think we need to have a mechanic where it doesn't work right away. However, the golem, okay, here we go. When the ritual is completed, the pieces of the statue animate and begin forming a stone golem. I'm gonna make a new paragraph here. However, the golem takes 7 more rounds. 7 more rounds? No, let's say 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds, 6 seconds to fully form. Let's not be crazy. Let's give 3 more rounds. There we go. 18 seconds to fully form. If both Nagas are destroyed before it fully forms, the golem collapses and is destroyed. There we go. I think that should mitigate it quite a bit. Of course, if they, do you think, does that work? Oh, it could just be a clay. A clay golem's like a CR5, right? Does this work if I just say it takes another 18 seconds and if both of them, I think this might work. It's a level 9 adventure. They could take on a CR10. I'm not too concerned about the stone golem, but they probably can't take it on while they're fighting the bone nagas and while they're fighting the gibbering mouthers. No, yeah, I mean, that's my thought. If they actually fight the Nagas are gonna die. But here's what I'm getting at. Not all players make wise decisions. They might decide to not fight the Nagas and keep on talking and let this thing form. Or they might decide to, they're also gonna have the gibbering mouthers that they're gonna have to deal with. So there's a possibility that they're not gonna make it, you know, the possibility exists. If the bone, I mean, the bone golem doesn't, or the stone golem does not need to form. You know, it's an optional thing. So if they never make it, that's fine. Part of the point here is to, in a way, terrify the players and make them worried that something is going to happen. It's less about having the thing happen, and it's more about creating that emotion in the players, if that makes sense. That's the purpose of this, now that I'm thinking more about it, how I'm designing it, you know? Okay, so I think that's good enough. And then we're going to say, if the characters attack the bone nagas, or cross or approach the stairs that lead. Now these stairs go up or down. My dog is wandering around again. She distracts me when she does this. These stairs look like they probably lead down. Probably, would the stairs lead down or up to this altar? I think we're gonna say down. I don't know. If the characters attack the bone nagas or approach the stairs that lead down to the western half of the room. Where did the gibbering mouthers come from? I think the gibbering mouthers, they can literally be on the landing between the two flights of stairs. How many gibbering mouthers did we have? 4 of them. 4 gibbering mouthers. 4 gibbering mouthers. There we go. Rise up out of the floor and appear on the landing between the 2 flights of stairs, effectively blocking the way to the western half where the nagas are. Okay, that is an intentional mechanic to keep the adventurers away from the nagas, who will die very fast if they have people pounding on them. All right, so that's the protective measure that is in place. Okay, all right, I think that works. We have placed our bone nagas, we have placed our gibbering mouthers, we have fleshed out this encounter. I think we're okay here. There we go. I think we're gonna move on. That's enough right there. Whew. All right. But first, the barbarian has something he wants to say.
Once upon a time, there was a dungeon master named Timmy. He was too busy to properly prepare for his games, and his players all thought he sucked. But then Timmy's mommy got him Lair magazine for Christmas, reducing his prep time and improving the quality of his games. And then Timmy's players all loved him and thought he was the best dungeon master ever. Be like Timmy and become a DM Lair patron at the link below. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I just noticed too, this was a little bit ago, but Josh Dorsey gave a massive, huge tip of over $100. Thank you so much, Josh. That's going to Canines for Warriors. They're the charity that we're raising money for right now. And that actually, I mean, his name's up there too. Awesome, sweet. And that puts us at our goal as well. We have now reached $500. So we're going to donate all the money that we raised over to Canines for Warriors. And next time we stream, we'll have a new charity that we'll start donating money towards. So thank you so much, Josh. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome. Whew. All right, let's get back to our adventure here. My dog. There's no more food, dog. She's just like, I need food. She's like an eating monster. She's so fat because all she wants to do is eat. Okay. Okay, we placed those guys, and we have the last encounter that we need to place is the Will-O-Wisps. We have 4 Will-O-Wisps. Where should we put those? Let's go over here. Now we have mummies and the ochre jellies. We have the bone nagas and the gibbering mouthers here. We have our boss fight over here. We don't have a whole lot of options left for our Will-O-Wisps. You guys like Timmy? Timmy's awesome. Yeah, we might have just gotten 2 boss fights in this adventure. I feel like the Will-O-Wisps might be in maybe like D5 and D9, maybe, or D7 potentially. I mean, D1 is like the entryway. I don't think we need to have monsters right in the entryway. D7 isn't a bad idea, in my opinion, because if they find the secret door, they can bypass D7 and not have to deal with the Will-O-Wisps. So that's probably that's not a bad game mechanic right there. Bypass a fight by finding the secret tunnel. I like that. We're gonna go with D7. Okay, so we have 4 Will-O-Wisps here. All these buttons. What are they doing here? They're just floating in this passageway. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I got it. 4 Will-O-Wisps are floating in this passageway, minding their own business. They are non-aggressive as long as the characters do not enter the corridor. Otherwise, they attack. Oh, sorry. Otherwise, they attack. They also will attack if attacked first. There you go. Butter. Ugh. Okay, we have placed our encounters. And where did I have all that stuff? All right, we have placed our encounters. We've done that. Excellent. Now, for many people, like right now, this is kind of like the bare bones of preparation that I need to do to run an adventure. I have the map, I have created the encounters, I've placed the encounters on the map. Everything else is details, and I could probably improvise those at the game table. We're gonna flesh out some of those details right now, but that's kind of like the bare bones that you, in my opinion, for me at least personally, I need to have prepared before I run an adventure. Now, it took us almost 2 hours to do it. However, we're obviously, things take longer when we're doing it on stream. If you were doing this yourself, you could probably do this in an hour or under. Map, figure out your encounters, throw on the map, and you're good to go. So you could probably make an adventure in under an hour on your own if you didn't flesh out all of the details and you were comfortable improvising things at the game table, which many experienced dungeon masters are comfortable doing. So that's kind of like what I consider to be the bare bones minimum for getting an adventure ready, for me at least. So now we're gonna move on to developing the details for that adventure. So we're gonna basically crawl through the different rooms. We're gonna add some bullet points that talk a little bit about what might be in these rooms. Now we have some combat encounters. We have a social interaction. Exploration is going to take place naturally over the course of a location-based adventure like this, but we are going to want to put some things here that can be found. We're gonna want to look at treasure, roll up the treasure, place treasure on this adventure as well. And then we're gonna crawl through different rooms, and we're gonna, like, you know, consider what's in each room and place some cool stuff in them. So that is what we're going to be doing for the last part of this live stream as we flesh out some of the details around this adventure, now that we have the basic framework established. All right, so before we do that, though, I need to go bile really quick, so I'm going to play a very important message from the Barbarian, and then I'll be back and we're going to finish this up.
Hello, Barbarian here. I'm interrupting your regularly scheduled program with a very important announcement. Now, some of you have been watching the DM Lair for years now, and others of you are new here. And if you're new, that's okay. And if you're really old and you have like gray hair or no hair at all, I mean, that's okay too. We do not participate in ageism around here. In fact, this is ism-free zone. There are like absolutely no isms around here. In fact, if your name ends in ism, you should leave now. Wait, you know what? Just to play it safe, if you have any of the following letters in your name, you should leave. I, S, or M. Yeah. Anyway, the important announcement. Well, I'm really just going to ask you for money, but I'm going to dress it all up in fancy marketing clothes so that you'll never even realize that I'm manipulating your fragile emotions to make a quick buck. Trust me, this will be the world's best sleazy plug. Won't you please consider becoming a DM Lair patron at the link below? You see, my team and I work really hard to publish Lair magazine every month for our beautiful patrons. And when we don't have enough patrons, well, revenue dips. And when revenue dips, we have to do cutbacks. And well, that's really sad. You see, people always blame companies when they have to do cutbacks, but really it's your fault as the consumer for not buying all their crap. Or it's because they're trying to maximize shareholder value for stockholders. Or, you know, the C-suite could just have their heads up their butts because, you know, that happens a lot. Anyway, I'm not just asking you to throw your money into a hole. When you become a DM Lair patron, you're gonna get cool stuff every month. 5th edition adventures, monsters, traps, puzzles, magic items, digital maps, and more. So, if you don't want me to have to fire Penguin Butt and Goliath Cleric, become a DM Lair patron today at the link below. Oh no, I just realized that I have an I in my name. Barbarian has an I in it. I guess I'm gonna have to fire myself. Bye now.
Okay, cool. Let's finish this bad boy up. I got some more tea too. All right. If you're asking, somebody says, what program is that? This is Photoshop. I'm doing this in Photoshop. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we need to go through each of these rooms and we're gonna decide what the name of the room is. We need to give there some name to this. Well, yeah, we can do it one by one. Let's go one by one. So let's do this room first. D1. This is probably like the foyer or something. And we also want to create at least one detail about this room that we're gonna bullet point and put on the map. We're not gonna go into crazy super detail. We want to make this very brief and very basic. For the sake of time and also ease of use. Where is this? My buttons. The name of this room. This is probably like the Venerable Vestibule. Okay. All right, cool. What's in this room? All right, I'm just gonna make something up then. There's an overgrown planter in the center of the room. With a small tree growing out of it. All right, cool. Yeah, what can be found in there? You know what? We should probably roll on our loot tables and determine what the loot is going to be. You don't need this 5-room dungeon information. So let's roll on our loot table. We're going to go over to here. We're going to find Dungeon Master Guide somewhere. And we're gonna go to the random treasure tables. This is a level 9 adventure, so we're gonna roll on this table right here. We're gonna use average coins because I don't like rolling on these coins. So we have 700, 7,000, 7,000 silver pieces, and 2,100 and 105. All right, and then we're gonna roll for magic items. See what we get. A 2. We rolled a 2, which is nothing. They get nothing. There are no magic items at all. Oh my word. That sucks. It does keep it really easy. Well, sucks to be you. I'm sure a dungeon, you know, I don't worry too much about that because most dungeon masters put a plethora of magic items in their games anyway, and so they're probably going to add some in. And if they don't, then it'll help keep things balanced. All right, that sucks. Anyway, let's It sucks to suck. What can be hidden in this planter? +1 net. What can we put in this planter? Move on to the next room. Maybe nothing. What am I doing? I want to go over here. I'm going to the next room. Oh, this, what is this room right here? Oh, this is like a mine. Oh, there's mining equipment. The table and crates in here have mining equipment. Okay, D2. The table and crates in this room have mining equipment. Garden tools. Okay, yeah. There are garden tools lying nearby. All right, that's it. I'm moving on. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time thinking about every little tiny thing here. Why is there mining equipment? We need to answer why. Like, if you look at the map, there's mining equipment here. Obviously, they were excavating this corridor right here, and there's more mining equipment up here in D4. So why were they excavating this corridor? We need to answer this question of why, because this is a temple. This is a temple to a deity. What is going on here? Ooh, a lost holy relic. Ooh, nice. Okay, I like that idea. We're gonna write that down. Give me my Word document. Recently, the priesthood found references in an ancient text, ancient holy text, that holy relics had been buried beneath the site where this temple was constructed. Thus, they began excavating, haha, the passageway in area D3 as part of their search to find it. All right, there, we explained it. Let's on a reference. Okay, there we go. I think we fixed that. All right, that was D2. Oh, we should have electrum pieces. The priests have been murdered. The priests were all murdered and just so essentially this kind of goes to this is probably not a bad time to talk about our storyline up here, because I mentioned it briefly, but we never actually fleshed anything out here. So our storyline. All is not well at the temple of Alhara. Ooh. Oh. Ha 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 ha. Some time ago, they discovered a reference in an ancient text that told of holy relics that had been buried under the site at which had been buried underground near where the temple had been constructed. Thus, searching for these relics, they began digging and excavating areas around and within the temple. However, unknown to them, these holy relics were objects of evil. Buried by members of their order hundreds of years ago to protect the world from an ancient evil. Recently, they uncovered one of these relics, and it unleashed a being of power that swept through their temple. Evil. This evil presence destroyed many priests outright and turned others into horrible creations. Their high priestess. What's the name of their high priestess? I need the name of their high priestess. Their high priestess was possessed by this being and became its holder. There's got to be a better name for a holder. Its dwelling place. All right. Thratma. Ooh, I like Thratma. Thratma. All right, cool. The Temple of Alhera is now a dark place, inhabited by even darker creatures. Will no one rescue them and stop this perversion from spreading across the world? All right. The populace of the town near the temple, the populace of the town that lies only half a mile from the temple, have begun noticing dark things lurking about. And, of course, there have been no priests of Alhara visiting the town recently. And what's more, townsfolk who have gone to the temple have not returned. Distraught by these horrific events, town council is seeking help from an adventuring party to find out what has happened and remedy the situation. All right, there we go. Yay! That's what I got. Oh. What is the name of this being? I don't know. It's an evil being. Let's get rid of that. NPCs. What was her name? Thratma. Thratma. The High Priest of Alhara, who has been corrupted and possessed by an ancient evil. Known as Jeff. Well, I mean, we might as well. What is this thing called? Known as. What is the name of this thing? Might as well give it a name. It's not gonna hurt anything. The manager. It's Photoshop. This is literally Photoshop. It doesn't create the map. I just use it for the labeling and stuff. I would assume that the cartographer used Incarnate to create the map. That would be my assumption. No back. Why no back? Why does that keep coming up? The manager. Zebna. It's bacon backwards? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. All you had to do was say that. Known as the no back. Perfect. Get rid of that. Okay, let's continue creating our temple adventure and stuff. So now we know why this happened. Where were we? So we know what happened. We were at D2, and then D3 has the ochre jelly in it. There are 4 hostile and hungry ochre jellies sealed in this passageway. And then we have the mummy in D4. I mean, D4 also has mining equipment in it as well. So the crates in this room have mining equipment in them. Okay. Wait. Yeah. That's not bacon backwards. You tricked me. You guys tricked me. You knew exactly what to say to make me put it in the adventure. Well done. That was a nat 20 on your deception check. You used one of my character flaws to your advantage. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, it does technically have bacon in there. It's just kind of rearranged and stuff. Okay. All right, let's keep going. We have to keep going. We don't have a lot of time. D5. D5 is like a staircase. It has like a little room. I feel like this room here is a balcony. This is a balcony that overlooks area D6. So did we name those rooms? Oh, we didn't name these rooms. We have to name these rooms. D2, D3, and D4. Those are just like staging areas for the mining. Mining staging room. And then D4 also. Mining staging room. And then I would suggest holding on to ideas you have for other areas when we get to those other areas, because we're not gonna do that right now. We're focusing on the ones I've selected right now. D3 is, oh, that's just it's just like the passageway where the relic was found. I don't know what to call that. Excavated tunnel. See, my names are very unimaginative. Let's go to the balconies. Balcony. And there we go. The flight of stairs here leads to a balcony that overlooks the western half of area D6. The balcony. Bacon. Baloney. The balcony stands, let's say 20 feet above the floor of area D6. All right, there we go. Cool. Anything that should go here? I don't know. D9 is pretty much the same thing too, so let me write that for D9. It's pretty much the same thing as... Whoa, where's D9? What happened to D9? Oh, I just didn't put it in here. Oh, I'm smart. I'm like, broken! We broke it! Yeah, let's do that right there. Bullet that bad boy. And then this is the balcony too. All right. Yeah, I deleted it, yeah. All right, cool. I don't have any clever ideas for something to put in those balconies, so we're just gonna move on. We can circle back if we have time. Or some corporate meeting talk for you. I hate corporate meeting talk. Let's circle back to that. Let's put that in the parking lot, shall we? That's a wonderful idea. For the sake of time, let's put that in the parking lot. Anytime, by the way, anytime you're in a meeting, in a corporate meeting in a company, anytime somebody says that's a wonderful idea, that's code speak for why did you bring that up? Now we have to deal with it. Sorry. We now D6, and we fleshed out D6. We didn't add really any details to it, so I feel like we should put something here. You know, we don't need to actually. These don't even need to be bulleted lists. We can just unbullet these. There's no real reason. Alright, I'm freaking out. Okay, there we go. We have like one bullet in the list. You don't need to have a bulleted list when there's one bullet. That's pointless. Let's follow some common sense formatting rules. Alright, there we go. Okay, D6. Details for D6. Okay, yes. Should we talk about the loot items? All we have is gold and coins. All we literally have is coins. I don't know what to do with it. Just throw it somewhere. It's not like they need it. It's not like you need it. You're level 9 in a 5th edition game. You have all the gold you'll ever need. All right. Anyone want to bet whether they fix the economy in 6th edition 1 D&D? Will they fix the economy? Wouldn't that be nice? D6. Yeah, we should talk about this sword. We literally have like a broken sword on a table here. And then we have some chalices lying over here, it looks like. So let's talk about this. In the eastern half of the room. Okay, cool. So, in the eastern half of this area, and now I'm going to use a bulleted list. There is a broken greatsword lying on a counter. On a counter covered with a velvet cloth. This was the weapon of a mighty paladin of Alhara, who fell in combat to fiends decades ago. The great sword was once a great sword +2 and could potentially be repaired. The manner in which it could be repaired is up to the game master to determine, because I'm not doing it right now for you. You figure it out. There could also be tons of different potential solutions. Anyway, players will have to brainstorm and figure out how they want to attempt it, and there are many things that could actually work. It's not just because I'm lazy, okay? And I have a time limit. All right, cool. We've addressed that, and we've given them potential loot, and we've given them a potential future quest. So some cool little threads there. Why does it say fiends is spelled wrong? Is it supposed to be spelled differently? That doesn't look right. I don't know why it's telling me it's spelled wrong. And also, on a table in the corner is this is what we're going to talk about this, are 2 chalices and a pitcher. Ooh, nice. Are 2 chalices and a pitcher full of holy water. Cool. 1 chalice is made of gold, worth 500 gold pieces. Is made of gold, studded with various gems. And then we're gonna go down to our loot, and we just took off 500 gold pieces, so we're at 1,600 now. Excellent. See, just because we roll up gold and stuff doesn't mean that we have to like literally put coins. We can transform it into different stuff. 1 chalice is made of gold studded with various gems, and the other chalice is made of bone. Bone and a skull. The bone chalice was once as the other, only it was corrupted and transmuted by Novak. Bacon, spelled backwards. All right, beautiful. Check this out. Check this out. My dog is right there, sleeping. She's finally stopped wandering around, and she's sleeping like a good little doggy. We gotta be very quiet. Don't wake her up, because then she'll start wandering around again. All right. I want to do something cool with these chalices. If they drink from 1 chalice, I want something to happen. If they drink from the other chalice, I want something else to happen. So now we're starting to put some sort of like interesting little cool thing here. This is going to be propping up our exploration pillar for players who like to poke around at things and find cool stuff. Now, I need your help to determine what those things are. Bless and Bane? It could be as simple as that. They should get a Bane or a Blessing depending on which chalice they drink from. Yeah, that seems like a solid thing. Man, it seems obvious that the golden chalice should be a blessing, and the bone chalice would be Bane. Oh, you know what we should do? We should make it be based upon alignment. All right. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to make a new thing down here. Chalices. If a good aligned creature drinks from the golden chalice, they receive the benefits of the Bless spell for 1 hour. If a neutral or evil aligned creature drinks from the golden chalice, they receive the they are affected by the Bane spell for 1 hour. There you go. You want to be chaotic neutral? Yay. You want to be neutral something? Yay. Drink from the golden chalice. Okay, then we're gonna kind of do like mostly the same thing, only for the other one. They are affected by... Okay, now I'm gonna copy paste this and we're gonna change some stuff. If a good aligned creature drinks from the bone chalice, we'll make evil. If a neutral or evil aligned creature drinks from the bone chalice, they are affected by the bless spell for 1 hour. There we go. You know what? What if you're neutral, you don't get anything? I think we should just be evil. You have to be evil for the bone chalice to actually help you. If an evil aligned creature drinks from the bone chalice, they are affected by the bless spell for 1 hour. If a neutral or good aligned creature drinks from the golden chalice, drinks from the bone chalice, they are affected by the bane spell for 1 hour. There you go. If you are neutral and you have not picked a side, you don't get blessed. Sorry, buddy. That's what you get for being neutral. Neutral always suffers. There we go. Yeah, neutral alignment always gets bane. Yep, that's what I just did. Yeah, but I don't think the bone nagas are gonna get over to those chalices in this encounter. All right, that's the eastern half of this area. Cool. Now we go to the western half of the area. In the western half of this area, I'm good at this. I'm really good at this. In the western half of the area, we have a crumbled statue. Basically a crumbled statue. We have some stuff down here too. Ooh, we have some masks. We have some masks. Look at this. We have 4 masks on a table. We're gonna do something with that. Stand by. Throw some. I'm gonna write something down. Throw some ideas for what we could do with these masks. You see these masks down here? They're on this table. I want to do something cool with these masks. What should they do? Give me some ideas. And I'm gonna write some crap here. There is a crumbled statue of Alhara with 2 bone nagas nearby. There is a table with 4 masks on it. Okay. Now we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna say encounter notes. There we go. We're gonna put that right there. And I think we're probably gonna make this a bullet point here too. We'll bullet point this right there. And we'll say the 2 bone nagas are in the middle of a ritual to enchant. There we go. Perfect. I think that fixes that. We gave encounter notes. Now what I want to know is the 4 masks. Now we're gonna flesh out the area for the 4 masks. Okay, cool. Ooh, one of them could control the golem. Oh, nice. I don't know what you guys are talking about the augury spell. I don't know what the context is. I like the idea that one of them could be used to control the golem. Where is it? One of them looks like a skull. So we have a skull, a cat, a fiend, and a Goliath. It looks like almost like a Goliath face. Okay, 4 masks. there are the four masks are made to resemble a cat, a fiend, a Goliath, a Goliath with blue face paint, and a skull. They have the following effects. My dog woke up. She couldn't just stay asleep. She couldn't just stay asleep. Somebody was making too much noise. Oh, the skull. I think the skull mask. Wearing this mask will allow the user to control the stone golem if it was animated and not destroyed. All right, and then we have a cat. We have a cat mask. What does that do? And we have a Goliath mask. And then we have a fiend mask. I need some ideas here. Ooh, cats. Ooh. Okay. Wearing this mask grants the effects of cat's grace on the user for 1 hour. It can only be used once per day. That's probably like an uncommon magic item that we just created. Okay. Catnap. No, that's too powerful. Plus the strength. Goliath mask. Wearing this mask grants the user +1 strength, +1 to their strength score for 1 hour. It can only be used once per day. That's like hardly useful. Should we just make it a +2? I don't even know if that's useful or not. If it's a +2, then it probably goes into like uncommon magic item area. I don't know. +1's probably not super useful. I'm not sure about that one. The fiend mask. Yeah, I think so. Wearing this mask allows the user to detect the presence. Wait, isn't there literally a spell or something that's detect evil and good or something? Oh, advantage on athletics checks. That's actually better. Grants the user advantage. That's better. On athletics checks for 1 hour. That's better mechanic. All right, let's ban that person right there. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we can't use Goliath? Okay, fine. Then we're gonna say barbarian. And beautiful. Detect evil and good. Is that what it is? Okay, perfect. To cast detect evil and good once per day. There we go. So that's probably, none of those are probably too crazy powerful. I don't think So there we go. Yeah, Goliath is not usable. Thank you, Goliath. The person who has been telling us whether things are SRD or not this entire stream is themselves not SRD. I feel like you have to change your name now, Goliath. It's all over for you, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's cool for the 4 masks. We got that fleshed out. Excellent. And we're gonna move on. But first, Barbarian.
Hi there, you probably already know what I'm going to say, but if you don't, that's okay. I literally get paid to do this stuff, so I don't mind repeating myself. Anyway, if you're a busy person and you would like to spend less time prepping for your D&D games, you should really become a DM Lair patron and get a new issue of Lair magazine every month. It contains 5th edition and resources designed by our team of mad scientists to brainwash your players into thinking you're the very best dungeon master in the entire world. So just go on ahead and click that big shiny link below and become a DM Lair patron today. Don't worry, your players will never even know that you're cheating.
Okay, so that we do need to take a we need to revisit the skull mask really quick, because if they get permanent control over a stone golem, that's really powerful. So we have to rethink this. My initial thought is the stone golem, if it leaves the temple, crumbles into dust. It only works while it's in the temple. That's my initial thought. Any other ideas? Because we need to think really hard about giving them permanent control over a stone golem. That is very game changing. What do you guys think? Other thoughts? I think if it leaves the temple, it crumbles into dust and then no longer works. I think that's the easy solution. So they might be able to use it in this adventure, but then they wouldn't be able to. Okay. If the stone golem leaves the temple, it crumbles into dust. There we go. That's a simple solution. It's powerful in this adventure, but not long term. So I'm okay with that. And the chances of them actually getting that mask and using it before they actually fight these things and kill everything is so small. Yeah. All right, we need to move on to the next one. Beautiful. And so let's zoom out. We got this room pretty much done, and we got some cool stuff to find. So we're getting our exploration pillar. Was that D6? So we're at D7. D7 is where we put the will-o-wisps. 4 will-o-wisps are floating in this passageway, minding their own business. They are non-aggressive as long as characters do not enter the corridor. Otherwise, they attack. They will also attack if attacked first. I don't think we need to say anything else. I think that's good enough. And one of the reasons it's good enough is, oh, this secret corridor right here. We should probably mention this in area D6. The reason it's good enough is that we need to get to our boss fight because we're getting low on time. So let's go over to D6 though. D6. It'll be at the end of D6, so it'll be right here. Secret passageway. Ooh. A secret corridor stretches from area D6 to, what is that? D8. The secret doors can be found with a DC level 9 adventure, DC 17 wisdom perception check, and the hidden latch that opens them can be found with a DC, maybe a little easier, DC 15 intelligence investigation check. All right, perfect, done. Yeah, stream elements is stupid. What else can you say? I don't want to put a trap in the secret passageway. It's literally, if they find it, it's literally a reward that allows them to bypass the will-o-wisps. So I don't want to put a trap on the reward. And I don't think we have time to make up a trap anyway. We really need to start getting our boss fight right here fleshed out, because we have a big area here that we need to put some information on. So that's our next big task right here. This is just a passageway, a corridor. Hallway, it's a hallway. There we go. Did we name this other one? No, we didn't. D6 is like the main area of the temple, the cathedral. No, cathedral's the name of the building. What do you call like the area of a temple where you're gonna have like an important statue to your deity, where like you'll give sermons and stuff? Somebody help me. I don't go to temples all the time. There's a name for that room in a temple. Sanctuary. That sounds good. Thank you. All right, sanctuary. I actually do go to church all the time. I just don't always remember my terms. So there we go. But I don't think I've ever been in a cathedral or a temple. Have I been in a cathedral or a temple before? I don't think I have. Okay, anyway, let's keep moving. Hallway. D8. We're gonna flesh out D8. But here's the thing. I really gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna run to the bathroom and you're gonna just watch the barbarian for like a couple seconds here while I go to the bathroom. I'm sorry, but I can't hold it.
Are you a dungeon master? Do you want to be a dungeon master? Do you have blue face paint on your face? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you're just like me. Not only do you enjoy smashing players in the face with your axe every time they metagame, but you're also a busy person, and while prepping for a D&D game, well, sometimes that's hard. And as much as you'd like to force one of your players to run D&D for a change, well, they all suck, so it's pretty much up to you to be the forever dungeon master. And that's exactly why I get out my crayons every month and write a new issue of Lair magazine. Well, I mean, it's not just me, I have a team of people too. We all get out our crayons and write it, but yeah. Anyway, every issue of Lair magazine contains 5th edition Dungeon Master resources to help you reduce your prep time while still running amazing games for your lazy, good-for-nothing players. Every issue of Lair magazine contains 2 to 3 adventures complete with maps for online play. You know, we also sprinkle in other stuff like puzzles and traps, which, let's be honest, both suck to have to make yourself. So, I mean, wouldn't you rather just become a DM Lair patron and pay me to write them for you? I mean, you know, my team and I, with our crayons? Now, if you love your wonderful players as much as I do, consider helping me to meet my sales quota by becoming a DM Lair patron today at the link below. You'll get a new issue of Lair magazine every month and other cool stuff like map packs and bonus adventures. Okay, that's it. Please become a DM Lair patron now, or I will find you.
All right. We got one room to flesh out, and then we're finished. What's the name of this room? What is this area called? This is probably like the crypts or something, but what? This is like a temple, the burial vault, or the burial chambers. Probably like the burial chambers or something like that, right? Burial chambers. Okay. Well, I mean, this is probably the preparation area, but the burial chambers are literally right above it. And we're grouping this together into one area, so we're just gonna call it that. And man, we're not going to detail. We don't have time to put a whole lot of details to this area, unfortunately, because there's so much we could do here, but we just don't have time. So let's get our boss fight figured out first, and then if we have time, we might be able to do something here. But our primary consideration is going to be our boss fight. So, encounter notes. I feel like the War Priest is probably going to be in this sarcophagus right here. She's probably right there. And then we have a white in the other 3 rooms. We're gonna put some room labels here. I'm gonna have to do some room labels. Let's make that visible right there. Make that A. We'll make this B. We'll make this C. And we'll make this D. There we go. So I feel like A, B, and D there are 3 whites. Standing in areas A, B, and D. Probably rooms A, B, and D. What's the name of this creature again? Oh yes, the High Priest. That was the High Priest. Thropma. And then the Noback. The Noback inhabiting the body of Thropma is in the sarcophagus in room C. And for the setup of this, what I'm thinking is the whites perhaps don't even do anything. Or we could just make this a little simpler. The Noback is aware of the character's presence in its temple. New temple home. If they have taken any aggressive action against the other creatures in the temple, which is pretty much guaranteed, it will send the whites to attack as soon as they enter the burial chambers. And then we will say the Noback exits the sarcophagus on round 1 and then joins combat on round 2 at initiative 20. So we're going to basically give him an automatic initiative of 20. best part of this setup. The dog's getting worked up down here. She probably needs to go potty. Let's hope she just relaxes for 10 minutes. Hit initiative, count 20. Okay, perfect. What else should we say? We're getting lots of bots today. Nice. All right. Do that. Three whites, the War Priest, cool. And then we're gonna say, when a white dies, the flesh sloshes off and it forms a skeleton. When the War Priest dies, her flesh sloshes off and she transforms into a Bone Devil. All right, sweet. All right. Is there anything else we need to say about this boss fight? I think those are the basics that we kind of decided upon. I don't know if there's anything else we need to say. Well, you know, we should probably say, the War Priest will cast Spirit Guardians on Spirit Guardians immediately, and then keep her distance from the characters while casting other spells such as Flame Strike. Let's see, what else do we put in here? War Priest. We're using the legacy version. Oh, we have to designate. We're using the legacy version. War Priest. Legacy version. We'll just call it legacy version. There we go. And then what did she do? Flame Strike is a nice one. Mass Cure Wounds is cool. And maybe Spiritual Weapon is really good. Yeah. All right. Such as Flame Strike, Mass Cure Wounds, and Spiritual Weapon. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. Mass Cure Wounds, which works on the whites. Ha! I am the Dungeon Master. My bad guys can do whatever they want. Excellent. Thank you. Flame Strike could deal necrotic damage. Ooh. Which deals necrotic damage. All right. There are 3 sites standing in the rooms, and we're going to say they are immune to necrotic damage. That way we can cast Flame Strike on the whites, and it does not hurt them. Yay, because they're going to be in melee, and they're going to get Flame Striked. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a really good point. We probably need to give the War Priest legendary resistance. We need to say, use the legacy version of the War Priest. It is way better. Which I find interesting because literally when Jeremy Crawford was talking about why they updated the monsters for, you know, their updates they were saying that some of the old CRs weren't that powerful and they wanted to make them more powerful. And I am finding that the new monsters are not as good as the old ones. Not always, but many, many times. So I question that logic. If it wasn't a cash grab, I don't understand. I don't know what the reason was, honestly. Anyway, War Priest that should have legendary resistances, right? Well, I'm on the fence with legendary actions because they already have minions. Novak has 3 legendary resistances. Novak has 3 Lair actions. Yeah, it's already a multi-phase. That's a good point, Goliath Cleric. What if we give him 1 legendary resistance? And I think the Lair action is going to be overboard. Oh, it has 1 legendary resistance with recharge 5 to 6. There you go. How's that? Is that more reasonable? Because we already did do the challenge rating for this, so I don't know that we need to add more to it. One will prevent the banishment that's almost assuredly going to get cast on him by a level 9 group, right? For a more challenging adventure, increase this to 3 legendary resistances. There we go. Can't spell though. Spelling is really hard. Okay, now I feel like we need to... That's good enough for our boss fight. We have like 4 minutes left. I don't think we're gonna... Whoops. I don't think we're gonna get to add a whole lot of details here to what's gonna be in this chamber. There's a lot of urns and stuff in here. If we had time, we could probably put something interesting in this area for people to find, but we're just out of time. Novak. War Priest. And 3 whites are in this area. All right, and then we're gonna take this stuff off. Cool. I think that's good enough. I'm done for today. I don't know what we're gonna do with this loot. I'll figure this out later when I publish this on our website. Some of this loot is gonna be probably from the up here. I'm not gonna type this out, but we did not make a plot hook up here. This is gonna be our plot hook. Probably we're gonna have the town council, you know, promise a reward, and so some of that gold will go into the reward or something. But and we didn't really put any details about this temple itself, but we're out of time and I'm pretty much done for the morning, so sorry. And then we update that and crap, but we have a pretty good framework here from which to work on. But yeah, okay, cool. We're gonna do the giveaway now. I'll draw the winner from the giveaway. You're Luke 2, welcome. So if you did not get in on the giveaway, if you haven't signed up to it yet, please you have a couple seconds. You have a couple seconds to join the giveaway because it's about to end. I'm drawing the winner of the giveaway, and I have to actually go find it really quick. And then I'll draw the winner. That's the wrong website. I just went to the wrong website. You got more time to sign up because I went to the wrong place. There it is. That's the right one. All right, and then this adventure also that we made is going to be published over on my website, thedmlair.com. It'll go up. This adventure will go up on Monday next week, so you'll be able to download it at that point and use it in your games and stuff like that. So you can look for that. And I'm gonna go into giveaway now. My dog really needs to go outside. She really is like, Daddy, take me outside. I know. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that really quick. I gotta draw the winner to the giveaway first. All right, she's gotta go potty. She's gotta go potty. All right, here we go. Let's make sure this is good. Okay. Joshua Hodges, you have won the giveaway. Joshua Hodges, welcome to the giveaway winner club or something. I don't know. But you won. I'll send you an email, dude, and we'll get you hooked up. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. I'm exhausted. You have no idea how exhausting it is to create an adventure under pressure in 3 hours. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for helping out. And I'll see you next week. Next week's live stream will just be a Q&A, which are way more relaxing and chill and laid back. But it's a lot of pressure to create an adventure in 3 hours with all of you looking at me and staring at me. So anyway, I'm gonna go actually go to work now. I got lots of work to do. But we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm leaving now. I'm leaving.